Why do you need a plan? And what are 2 secrets to making that plan work? Keep watching. So as I'm filming this, it's the last few days of December, and it's a time of year when a lot of people make plans. Some people call them resolutions. And I've been thinking about that too. I'm trying to think about what are the words or what are the sort of guiding principles that I want to bring with me into the next year. I have some goals related to my work as well as some personal health goals. And I think that if I think about it a little bit and kind of choose some words to help me go forward, I'll be able to reach those goals more quickly and more effectively. So in reflecting on that, the word that I came up with is plan. And I wanted to share that with you because a lot of what I've learned in my work is that planning is important. Now, I'm not a life coach or any kind of guru. I'm just somebody who's been working in geriatrics for about 20 years. And I'm also the mother of 4 kids. I have a husband, I have some aging parents, and a dog. So I have a lot going on, and there can be a lot to balance. I'm the kind of person who likes to be spontaneous as well. Sometimes I'll just sit down and film because I have what I think is a great idea, or I'll be inspired by something that I did at work that day. Or I'm having a good hair day and I kind of think that I might as well capture that on film. So I like to be spontaneous, but I've noticed that when I plan ahead, things go better. And I've noticed that in my work too. People who are living with dementia or another chronic illness and their care partners, when there's a plan in place, oftentimes the person and their care partner will manage better. They'll be able to anticipate what challenges might come up and have an approach to dealing with those challenges. But there are 2 sort of secrets if you're going to make a plan. Have you heard the phrase, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail? Well, that's often true. So having a plan is important. But there are 2 things that you need to keep in mind when you're making a plan. Number 1 is accountability. It's very important when you make a plan that you have a strategy for how you're going to check in and who you're going to check in with. So for me, that's meeting with my writers group once a month, checking in with my digital media coach every month or so, also keeping a journal, and meeting with my health and fitness group once a week. I'm also going to keep track of what I'm eating and what I'm doing for activity. These are all ways of being accountable, just kind of making sure that there's some reason to stick with the plan, that somebody's kind of checking in on it. That could just be yourself, but it's much more helpful when there's an external person or group that you are accountable to. It really does make a difference. So if you're a care partner, it might be that you set up a meeting with your care coordinator and then you make another meeting to check in when you followed through on some of those suggestions that the person made. It might be to make a long-term care list or to visit some long-term care homes or to talk with the rest of your family about getting some other help or planning ahead for long-term care. So those could be goals, and then you could make those plans and then make sure that you're accountable so that the plans get carried out in a timely way. That's just one example. The other thing to know about planning is that it will fail. Have you heard the phrase, and I'm not sure if I'm getting it right, but it's something like, if you want to make God laugh, make plans? Well, that's kind of true. All of your plans aren't going to be executed completely smoothly and without any kind of a hitch. So the second thing about planning is that you have to be compassionate. When your plans don't go as you planned, it's important to forgive yourself, to be compassionate, to recognize that life gets in the way. You might sit down to film and then be told that there's a clogged toilet that somebody tried to fix, and here are the rubber gloves. Now it's your turn to give it a crack. And that's okay. Your plans aren't going to go as you planned. There are going to be some hitches, and some of them will make things work out for the better, but other times you might have to change your plan completely. Flexibility is a part of planning. So make a plan, and at the end of the year might be a good time to think about what you want to achieve next year, and some of those goals could be with respect to your care partnering or your own health. Decide how you're going to be accountable, and remember to be compassionate. Let me know what some of your plans are, and maybe you could be accountable to me when you follow through on them. If you want to find out more about aging, go to www.thewrinkle.ca.